Hello there, this is Pat Barry from Barry's Boxing, where we teach the science, not the violence. I'm Pat Barry, and this is my ring. We got that from the old Fox
Oh, I
channel.
like that. I like that. This is my ring.
So we're going to get started today. I got Ed Lowry with me as a special guest. Ed's, I call him the Renaissance man, and for good reason. He's a very talented fellow. He's got his college degrees behind him. He's a college professor, teacher. He's a painter, and he's a boxer. He's been into boxing, and he understands and appreciates the values that boxing presents him with, and we're just glad to have him here today. Ed's going to talk about, well, I'll let Ed tell you what he's going to talk about. Go ahead, Ed.
Yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to try to set up some classes, kind of a class, class hyphen discussion group, where we go over things about nutrition, because we're kind of deficient in this country, and we've gotten very unhealthy in modern times. And if you're a boxer, you probably should be an example of good health. And that good health requires that you have good nutrition. So we're going to talk about nutrition, and we're going to talk about mental strength as well. We're going to get into some philosophy aspects, not motivational speaking. There's none of that going on, but just
well, hopefully the whole program will be motivational.
Well, that's it. I mean, we want to have a boxer should be not only a well-rounded athlete, but a well-rounded person as well, and have the kind of character and demeanor that everyone admires. A boxer should be someone you admire.
Right.
And there are so many aspects to it that you can take with you. My personal feeling is that a man should be able to do three things on a very basic level, and that is run, if he's physically able, swim, and fight, because he may be required sometime in his life to do one of those things.
Oh, all three, possibly, yeah.
And life depends on it.
Right.
So boxing will fill that one. Unfortunately, boxing is pretty complicated. It takes years, but I just enjoy it, so I can't quit. I don't know.
It's addicting. It really is. I've been in this game since I was a kid, and I've tried and veered off doing different sports, but I always come back to boxing.
You get boring with it. Other stuff is boring. I couldn't go to a regular gym within 2 weeks. I'd be quitting.
Yeah.
I just what's the point of this? I come back here, and I enjoy the guys here, the gals too. They come in, they want to learn the sport. I try to help them with what, and then now the idea is I want to extend that help to their physical and mental development as well, along with the sport. It should all be cohesive.
Yeah, it's definitely more than just fighting.
Oh yeah, it's not. People get the wrong impression. People who don't box have funny ideas about what it really is, and it's an elegant sport. It's as elegant as anything you'll find. Gymnastics or fencing or anything that requires fine motor movement. This is quite the thing, and it's available. And here in Las Vegas, this is if this isn't the capital of boxing in this country, I don't know what is.
No, I think you got that right. Yeah.
The best fighters, the best trainers, the best gyms, they're all here.
And pretty much available at any of them at a fairly reasonable cost compared to other sports.
Yeah, it's not a sport where you have to invest.
Not a financially draining sport.
Yeah, like a sports car racing or something where you'd have to invest many thousands of dollars in it. Yeah, and it's up to you how much you want to develop.
Exactly.
It's totally individual. You know?
It's up to you. Yeah. How often you show up and work out.
You know, the guy in the football game that sits on the bench the whole game and says, "We won."
Yeah.
You know, boxing isn't like that. It's not
No.
like that at all.
You can't push it off on anyone but yourself.
That's right. You're on your own, and that's an aspect of character that really matters. What you get out of it is exactly what you put into it, and there's nobody can carry you. You get the most out of it that you can, and
So pretty much like a really a first class race car team, because they I like that when they have them on TV, these different races, and you see they announce the team. The guys, all of them. The guys who puts on the flat tires, changes them.
they're all in uniform.
Yeah,
and-
and
yeah, yeah.
you can have the same cohesiveness in boxing, but the person who gets in the ring and who it's all rests upon is the boxer.
He's still.
Yeah.
It's in his hands
Yes.
out there, and nobody in the pits can carry him.
No.
Just like how many times have you been watching? You've been in the corner for somebody, but you can't carry him.
No.
You train him as well as you can, and then the opponent he either deals with it or don't. But
Speaking of race cars, not to demean boxers, but a lot like race cars, what you put into it is what you're going to get out of it, and that's where the topic that we're speaking about, we're going to hopefully present over the next course of time, is something that really isn't taught. Most gyms, the boxers come in and teach them how to box. They don't really go over the eating habits of the boxer, what they're eating, how they're eating, when they're eating. So this is stuff
what
that
to look for,
Yeah.
injuries, and how to deal with them, and all of these aspects.
Mhm.
Yeah, and the mental side of it.
which
that's-
is so much more than most people give credit to.
This sport is so demanding. It demands so much of you that you really do need to do that.
Right.
That's kind of why I wanted to bring this up and kind of get people aware of this part of the kind of a holistic approach
Right.
to this sport. It's not just a sport. It's not, you're going out and playing ping pong and go home. This is a whole lifestyle.
It stays with you. Yeah, you gotta live it.
Yeah, yeah.
And again, getting back on nutrition, that's one part I see that's lacking as far as the educational part of it. They just don't cover it. They just, I don't really think I've ever had any coaches that really showed any interest in what I was doing outside of the gym as far as what I was putting into my body. And with the race cars, the similarity is what you put into it is what you get out of it. And if you put high test fuel, you'll race at a high test level. You put the junk fuel, you'll get junk out of it. And,
Good point.
And same with our boxers. I think if they learn how to eat properly, they can get better results.
Oh yeah. 5 years ago, I'm 5'8" now. I used to be taller, but you get old, you sure get shorter. But 5 years ago, I weighed 232 pounds. And when I discovered how to eat properly and ignore the bad information that's around me, I got back down to middleweight. And that's when I came back to the gym. I couldn't even come to the gym for a long time there because I was so out of shape. But when I took care of the nutritional aspects, I was able to come back and start training again. And there are a lot of guys out there that have trained here before,
Yep.
and they're not here now. And sometimes they come in and they wish they were back here, but they're so out of shape
Yeah.
and they're so overweight and so badly nourished that they know they can't come in here and train properly.
Right.
So there's no reason that it has to be like that.
Yeah, and what you're saying, what I'm getting out of it is you're in the gym, you're burning calories, you feel you feel like you're in good shape, but if you're still not doing the proper things outside of the ring, like nutrition, when you stop boxing, that weight comes back on you and manifests maybe double, and from
You don't feel as
160
good.
pounds, yeah, I see them.
Yeah.
Show back up in the 250 pounds, and
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, you've been eating. and eating's not a bad thing. It's necessary, but it's what we eat. That's what we hope to cover on this segment.
Even when we eat, how
And
often
when
we
we
eat.
eat.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, that's the other side of it. So we're going to cover that, and we're going to get into philosophy too. I know it sounds, but the mental strength, the Stoicism. We're going to get into Stoicism, which was started by Greek philosophers like Epictetus and Zeno, and it moved
over my head.
Well,
Go
it won't
ahead,
be.
I like it.
It won't be.
Yeah.
And the Roman philosophers like Seneca and Cicero and Marcus Aurelius perpetuated this philosophy, and in its essence, Stoicism is the philosophy of enduring hardship without complaint. That's what it's
Wow.
really about.
That's,
Exactly the opposite of Epicureanism, where you just do whatever feels good. And that kind of mental strength is important in this game.
oh,
You know, mental strength in this, you get popped upside the head, and if you know, you have to have that focus where you're still in the game, no matter win, lose, or draw.
right. And the mental toughness. I
Mental
guess, right?
toughness, and you take that out with you. You go out in the world and you work and you deal with people and you deal with problems, and you come away from the boxing gym with physical and mental strength. You go, I can deal with that. I can handle it, and you know you can, because what you gather from this. So what you do in this gym is beyond boxing.
Right.
You give people more than just boxing skills. You're giving them stuff that they can take out in the world with them for the rest of their lives. You know, it's almost like the guys in the military. The things that you learn in the military, they stay with you all your life. It's the same thing here. You come in here and you learn from Pat, and you learn to box. That will stay with you your whole life, and it's got to be good for you. You know, it's got to be good.
So that's what we're going to be bringing to you, along with hopefully quite a few different guests from time to time, and we'll be updating you on the local boxing news and views. And I think together we'll learn something.
Oh, we're definitely going to do that. Try to benefit everybody in this game. You know.
Yeah,
We can do
and
it. We
how
can do
far
it.
you take it again is up to you. We're not pushing to try to develop pro fighters and this and that. I've had some of the best success with people that had no desire at all to be boxers, but they wanted to exercise, just get a little cardio in and maybe lose a little weight. And once they, like you say about it being addicting, once they're here a little while, it's all of a sudden, Coach, can I get in the ring, Coach? And
Yeah.
the next thing, can I spar? And Coach, you think it's out of line for me to ask you to get me a fight? And it's all of a sudden it mushrooms. It's
amazing.
It's pretty funny to watch.
They discover themselves is what's happening.
Yeah,
What you're doing is you're making them discover who they really are.
nice.
That's important.
In your
'Cause
sport.
we need to know who we are. And you come in here, and you get in the ring with somebody. It's you. You know, and I have this theory that boxing styles have a lot to do with your own personality.
Then most definitely, that's
You
very
know?
well said. Yes.
You know, if you admire a certain fighter's style,
Yeah.
but his lifestyle isn't the same as yours, it might not be the style for you.
Right.
You know, so I don't know. Maybe just a theory.
No, that's going
It's a
deep into it because I always say that when they come to the gym, we teach form and technique. We don't teach styles because styles are unique. And I use that word. They're like personalities. Everybody's different, and you'll find a style that's good for you, that works for you. And there's also, again, with nutrition, I have a theory that every 10 to 15 pounds that you lose, your style changes because your body becomes more adaptable, more mobile, or if you gain that 10 or 15 pounds, it slows down a little bit and you have to get a little more forceful, maybe sit down on your punches a little more. So you have to adapt to your style will change, but the form and technique stay the same.
Which means I'm pretty flat-footed right now. Because I gotta get back down there a little bit.
Well, you're a lot less flat-footed than you were.
Yeah.
All right. So this is Barry's Boxing. We teach the science, not the violence, and hopefully we'll be doing this on a weekly basis, and we will get more of these videos out to you. And we ask you, if you want to be part of the team, we're taking sponsorships also. Contact us, Barry's Boxing, 2664 South Highland Avenue. That's Las Vegas, Nevada, 89109. Touch me up by email or send me a letter, a postcard, and we'll actually read them on the air, and we'll have answers for you.